Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and thanks for joining me today. I'm reviewing the Albuquerque Coin Club show that just occurred this last weekend. It's always the last weekend in March, and which led us into April Fool's Day. If you haven't watched it yet, I did post a video on April Fool's Day that may or may not be very serious. You might want to go check that out. Also, a quick thank you to everyone who stopped by at the show to say hi. It was really good to see everyone there and meet some new people and see some old friends. And that's always a nice thing about a show when you get to meet new people and see old friends. It's all about the community and coming together. And for those of you who are curious about my next live stream, some of you like the live stream stuff. Undoubtedly, I will make some time when I'm in Central States. That's my next show at the end of April. So in just a few weeks, I will be at the Central States show and try to make some time for some live streams then. Without further ado, the show itself, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to save the ugly for last. It's about me, and I wasn't sure I was going to talk about it, but I was like, you know what? Probably 75% of this program is about you guys learning from my stupidity, so we're going to talk about it anyways. So the show itself was really great. The Coin Club, first of all, is I think it's one of the most well-organized coin clubs in the country. Anyone want to stand up and say that yours is better? Go ahead, do it. And have your club put on a really nice show. And by the way, I'm sure there's plenty of really great clubs all over the country. I mean, it's not like I have a lot to compare it to, but they have over 20 volunteers that help run the show. I want to say there's about 50 dealers there. It's like 8,000 square feet. It's a really nice little venue. And what was really fun about it, of course, was not just how busy we were. The spirit in the room was really great. Like, it was very energetic and positive. And people weren't coming in and looking around and leaving, right? There were people who were staying for 2 or 3 days to this show, which is really interesting, and it's to me a very good sign. First of all, it's a relatively inexpensive hotel stay for people. There's a lot of people that are traveling there from 5, 6, 7, 8 hours away. So Albuquerque is in northern New Mexico. And so you're drawing people in from Oklahoma, Texas, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, probably some people in from Wyoming. I know there's at least one coin dealer there from Wyoming. Got some dealers in from Colorado, but not just dealers. I'm finding people coming in, if they can drive 6 hours and get a hotel room for $150 a night or whatever it is, and spend 2 days at a show when they don't have a lot of shows to go to, and it fits in their schedule, I think that's what they do. And so there's a lot of people that I saw walking the show for more than 1 day. I mean, and some people were there all 3 days because the show's a Friday midday open, and then an all day Saturday, and then that little half day on Sunday. We were even pretty steady on Sunday. So the market is still very strong. As far as I can tell, there's just a lot of activity all over the place for just about everything, and that's good. That bodes well, and it bodes well for the future of the hobby when you see so much youth in there, right? So there's a lot of younger people coming through. Each town has its own flavor of coin people, of everything. It's hard to describe until you travel and go and see the world, right? So the fun thing about seeing the different shows is just the different personalities that the entire show takes on. Maybe it takes on the personality of the locale. Maybe it takes on the personality of the coin club. I'm not sure exactly how it all works, but so at this show, I didn't see a lot of the young Instagram guys running around, right? Selling stuff. But when I'm in Vegas or Phoenix, those guys, I see them hopping around everywhere when I've been at those shows. And I'm sure I'm going to see them over in Schaumburg, over at the Central State show. So they tend to, I think, get attracted towards the bigger name brand cities. Albuquerque is about 1 million people in the metro area. So it's not that far behind, like even a Denver, which is 20% larger or something like that in the area. So, but for those of you who don't know the West, what do you know, right? Until you've been there to see it and experience it, it's hard to really put into words. So the show itself was really good for me. I was busy all day Friday and Saturday. I was selling everything from paper money to ancients, to world coins. I didn't have that much good, what did I say? I didn't have a lot of silver dollars with me, slab silver dollars. We're kind of low on that stuff right now, and I didn't have a lot of people ask for them. And this is what's different about Albuquerque. There's such a passion for collecting but it is an eclectic mix of stuff. Now U.S. type was pretty strong because I had a lot of people coming in asking for, hey, I'm putting together, I just need a nice 20-cent piece. I need a nice $3 gold piece. There's certain things that they were looking for that, is going to fill out their typeset. So, of course, the bullion market was strong. We're still in the wake of bank closures and stuff, so there's still a heightened sense of need out there in the marketplace for that. I still think that's a month away from quieting back down again, but I'll be happy to be wrong, but I think that's kind of what the market is going to look like in a month. But we shall see. I got to see some fun stuff while I was there, and a 1793 half cent PCGS VF20 with a CAC sticker, and the coin was this perfect milky chocolate color and nice strong strike, just gorgeous. I think the guy had it marked at 24,000, so the price was gorgeous too. I got to see some $3 gold pieces and old NGC holders, old PCGS green holders, not rattlers, but $3 gold pieces in MS64 that were pretty stunning. And I should have tried a little harder to buy them, to be honest with you, because they were beautiful. And so that's you have regrets sometimes at shows, like the coin you didn't buy. And for me, that goes true also. So I'm trying to avoid the coin envy, but I do think about, man, I should have done that differently, right? I could have been a little stronger. There still would have been some meat on the bone, kind of thing, So that happens sometimes. I bought, and we'll probably do Noob's video. I bought a doily. So if you don't know, there's a really small window of time when PCGS had this colored label that was it was white and green patterned, and they call them doilies. I think it's like his grandma's got, it's time to put down my doilies. Grandma doing that stuff. Did your grandma have doilies? If some of you have doilies at home, I just probably offended you right now, right? Maybe you've become grandma. So, but what else did I buy? I bought some little odd stuff for myself. We'll probably do a video on all that stuff. I was able to find some things for want lists, not a whole lot, but I did purchase a few things for want lists. So that was pretty good. The hard thing about the Albuquerque Coin Show is that you've got, as a dealer, only a half an hour in the morning. There is dealer setup, so there's some time there, but guys are setting up, so it's kind of hard. But the Saturday morning and Sunday morning, you only have a half an hour in the room, so you don't have a lot of time. And I was married to my table most of the time I was there. Some of the other good things I will say is that the security at the show is good, and they have people always watching. And also, when you come in, they have a video camera by the front door, and you have to hold your ID next to you by the security camera, and they make sure that they can read it, and then you can come in, right? And I really like this idea. I know some of you are going to be like, never, I'm not going. And that's fine, but in our coin show we're setting up in January, we're probably going to have something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure yet how we're going to roll with that, but I think it's really good for everyone there. The information is not being used unless it needs to be used, right? This is not like it's getting reported somewhere. This is just for the safety of everyone who's coming to the show. Hey, oh yeah, we can identify who that guy was because here we've got a nice clean shot of him, ID, and if someone's causing trouble, and it'll make them think twice about it. It's the same reason, there's a dealer who sets up there, and he has his own little cameras at his tables, and he's got the screen right behind him so you can see yourself. And he says it's the same thing. It's like, it's just a deterrent. It's a deterrent, and it's there to stop people from, thinking. It makes people think twice. Let's put it that way. Speaking of security, so the bad, if you will. So there's a lot of young people there helping out at tables, which is awesome. There's probably 5 different tables that had people that were in their teens to early 20s helping out with their parents or their grandparents or what have you, and which was really fun to see. And that's where the scumburgers try to take advantage of. So one of the oldest tricks in the book, right? So I got this story from some of our good friends down there, and so apparently a guy comes out and he asks to look at a silver dollar, and the young man puts the dollar on the table and then on the counter, and he asks to look at a second one, and so he's got 2 out there, and then the guy dumps a bag full of his own coins onto the table. And the young man, to his credit, was like, yeah, yoink, that one's ours. And the guy's like, oh, sorry about that. And then he reaches and tries to pull back all the coins, and there's still the other second coin that was out. And the young man's like, yoink, that one's also ours, right? And so, yeah, nice try, Scumburger. And also to their credit, after that, they went ahead and reported the guy to security. And I found out later about this, so I don't know the follow-up. I don't know if they like chased him off or if they just kind of followed him around. You know, I heard the story later, so I'm not really sure. So that happens. Also, not that bad, but I got to say a special shout out to Charlie and say, Charlie, I hope you're feeling well. One of our friends of the show, Detached Retina, might be losing his opportunity to collect coins from a visual perspective. He has surgery coming up. We're praying for you. So hopefully that will turn out well so that Charlie can still collect coins. We'll all be praying for you. All right, the ugly as promised involves me. So, you know, there's do as I say, and then there's do as I do. And then it eventually becomes don't do as I did. So the show is set up like lots of shows at a hotel. And there is 4 sides to the hotel. Surprise, right? You got a big main parking lot that's really well lit. And you have 2 side parking lots a little bit smaller. One's kind of an entry, so there's not much there. The other side has space, but lots of lighting. And then there's the back side of the building, which has one single row of parking. And that single row of parking is where there's loading and unloading on loading day and unloading day. So loading up is Sunday. So Saturday night, I was coming back into the hotel, and I said, oh, I'll just park back there so I don't have to move my car in the morning. And sometimes you got that little voice that tells you, maybe not. And then you say, shut up, little voice. I know what I'm doing. So, yeah, so in the morning, I get a call from my friend. He says, are you driving that? And as soon as he said that, I said, oh, I know what happened. And sure enough, got my window smashed in. And so middle of the night smash and grab kind of thing. There's nothing in there of any value. They go into your glove compartment and like take your manuals and like what do people leave valuables in their car? I think they maybe got a case of CDs. They probably don't even have a CD player at home. You know, it's just kind of frustrating. So obviously it's not my fault that they decided to be, you know, crack addicts and break my window, but I didn't do something smart. I set myself up in a bad way. And I had a very loud ride home. And also a shout out to Luis over there at the Marriott, who he must have spent at least an hour cleaning up my car for me. My car's never looked so clean inside, and he taped my window up for me. But it was a loud drive home no matter what. So anyways, that's the ugly. And if any of you are within earshot of Albuquerque, they do their show twice a year. I make it at the March show. That's kind of on my calendar. I'm trying to put it in my rotation. You know, if you're within a 4 or 5 hour drive, it's a fun show to go to. There are all kinds of dealers there, from you know, guys who are just doing bullion, guys who are just doing world and ancient. There's a number of guys that have very nice U.S. stuff there, and you know, a Civil War guy is set up there selling Civil War stuff. Which, by the way, last point about the things that I bought when I was there, that they weren't, half the things I bought weren't coin related, but they were for a customer, because I bought a Civil War gun and a pre-Civil War gun for a customer. One's a blunderbuss, which has like the little fluted barrel at the end. It's not one of the really early Pilgrim ones where you see the cartoon with him on the shoulder and it's like this big around. You know, it's something probably in the early 1800s, 1830s or something, where it has a, just comes to a nice fluted top at the end. And so that was fun. It was actually kind of, I like buying stuff that's weird and unusual. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.